What's up, guys? It is April 6, 2024, and I have just started.
Is it a 6?
My engine swap. I'm pretty sure it's a 6.
It is.
We're finally getting rid of the single cam D series D15 B2, and we're putting in
Wow. Da-na-na. Da-na.
Alright, what's up, guys? What's up, YouTube? This is my first ever YouTube video, and I'm basically going to be explaining my journey on how I engine swapped my 1991 Honda CRX.
Hold up, wait a second. Of course, this is my first video, so nobody's seen the car yet. Here's some pictures of my CRX. This is all before the engine swap. And one of the main reasons for me doing this engine swap was just, I've always wanted to. Like, ever since I bought the car, I knew I was going to swap it. Of course, what helped me get there was the engine going bad. If the engine wasn't going bad, you know, I would have probably put it off. But it started burning lots of oil. Even the transmission was leaking. It had some black smoke coming out the back. I didn't know what was going on with it. I mean, the car had like 190,000 miles. I didn't care, though. I mean, I knew from the get-go I was going to swap it. So it didn't matter about the motor. But yeah, this is my CRX. Let's continue.
And I put a B18C1 GSR motor into this nice tiny car. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to basically help everybody out there who has questions and has never done an engine swap before. And I mean, because this is a first experience for me. I've never done an engine swap before, and I mean, definitely I went through a lot of trouble, like no question. But I just want to see if I can help out anybody else to make sure, you know, everybody's good, make sure that everything runs right and everything is smooth, because it definitely wasn't smooth for me. But yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna start talking about it. All right, so step one for doing pretty much any engine swap, in my opinion, you gotta undo everything. I'm talking everything that's just like connected to the car, like all the electrical wires, all the AC lines, and the radiator too, and even the shift linkages, everything. You gotta undo everything that's touching the car to the engine. Now, once you do that, it's kind of smooth sailing. You just kind of pull it out. You know, just make sure your engine harness is like in a good place. Make sure it's all like buttoned up. Make sure you undo all the motor mounts, and then you're pretty much good. You can just pull the motor out. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for pulling it out.
Wait, let me talk a little bit more about this. So, obviously, the process is a lot harder than I'm explaining. You know, you want to make sure that you have, like, everything unplugged. The radiator, like, the plugs, the shift linkages, everything. As you can see right now, I'm unplugging. I don't even know what that hose is. It was disgusting, though. Oh, yeah, that's for the fuel return, and that's the brake booster hose. Like, you want to undo so many things that you wouldn't even think of. Like, really, you just have to go through the whole engine bay, like, twice over and just make sure, you know, like I said, everything's unplugged. But, yeah, so this is me when I took out the radiator. I took out all the AC lines as well. So, you know, I'm not putting AC back in because I'm trying to keep it as light as possible. But, yeah, this is us when we now just pulled out the motor. You want to make sure that your engine hoist is really connected. But, yeah, make sure your engine hoist can hold the motor. We were all super happy, especially, you know, this dude. But, yeah, so it was all really good. Now you can stand in the engine bay and make sure you have something to put the motor on. But, yeah, let's continue.
I was super excited when I actually got it out. It was awesome. It was a cool feeling to actually be able to stand like in your engine bay. I don't know, I just thought it was cool. But yeah, once y'all do that, y'all will be good for sure. But getting the motor in, that's a whole different thing. That's way harder. Let me go in depth into that too.
Alright guys, so before I get into the footage of us like putting the engine in and, you know, going through our problems, I just want to talk about everything that you need before that you actually like start being ready for the swap. So of course you need the engine and transmission, but you're gonna have to buy shift linkages for fitting that B series into the CRX chassis, so then everything actually lines up. I'm not sure what car you can get them from, but I just got them aftermarket from Innovative. Now another thing too is you need the engine harness. So you need an engine harness that preferably is like connects to the strut tower body harness. I use Monotech for that on eBay. Just hit him up, fill out his form, and he'll make you a great engine harness. And he can also sell you the ECU. So if you need a chipped ECU, he can send that over to you for you too. But I have the P28 ECU. It's shipped with Honda. I got lucky with that. I got it in a package deal with the motor. But same thing with the axles. You need 90 to 93 Integra axles specifically for fitting this B series into the CRX. Now, you do need a new manifold if you don't want to like modify your firewall. I went with Skunk 2 Type R style manifold. If you want to use the stock one, you can, but you have to modify the firewall because otherwise it will not clear. So another thing too is a radiator hose kit. You need the radiator hoses for the B18C1. They should fit. I'm sure you can use the stock radiator that came with the car, but I'm not sure if the fittings will fit properly because I know B series has bigger fittings, but you could try. Preferably just buy like a Skunk 2 half size or full size radiator. You're definitely going to need to route the battery to the trunk if you want to run a cold air intake. You can buy one where it goes into the fender, but you probably want to route your battery to the trunk anyway. Another thing too is you're going to need a way more powerful fuel pump because the fuel pump that comes with the stock CRX is not going to work. It's just not enough. Now, one thing too, you're going to need a lot of nuts and bolts. Trust me on that, you're going to need it because you're always going to find something and run out of, I don't even know, just everything. A ground kit is extremely important as well. You want to make sure that the engine is grounded to the chassis. Same with the battery. Now, another thing that does suck that I had to find out the hard way was that the cross member does not, like the stock cross member does not fit with the engine. It's too big, so you have to buy a cross member, a new one. I used Innovative for that one, and now this one's a preference. I'm not sure if you have to do it, but it definitely helps is to have a wideband O2 sensor, which means running an AFR gauge, because you know it just helps with. I'm sure it helps with something with tuning. I'm not sure what my tuner was saying, but yeah, he told me to get it. It helps. I did. I installed it. Now, alternator clearance is a big thing. You need to make sure that you bang, I believe, the frame. I'll show it in the video. You have to bang under this square. Otherwise, the alternator will not clear. Like, you actually have to do it. And, of course, one of the most important things is motor mounts. You have to have the motor mounts to fit your engine into your car. So whether it's the B series into a CRX or K series, anything, you have to have the motor mounts that fit into that car specifically. You can find cars that would work and get stuff from the junkyard. I'm not sure the order of that. Honestly, to make things easy, just go aftermarket. I got 1320 ones. They were like $200. But yeah, now I'm about to play the footage.
All right. So boom, allegedly we got a bang somewhere right here. So this part of the alternator fits. So we're closing the garage since it's like 12 at the night. And then we're about to put a towel over it and start banging.
And then pass it.
We gonna start banging.
This is the first time we tried to put in the motor. It did not go well because if you can see right there on the bottom right, I still have the stock cross member. So every effort that I made to like put the motor in, it didn't matter because at the end of the day, it wouldn't fit. I had the cross member. I didn't even hammer the motor mount, like where the front motor mount would go. So it wasn't even gonna fit. now we're putting the engine in on day 3, day 4, something like that. But this time I actually took out the cross member. You can kind of see it in the video a little bit. So now, like, it's going in for sure this time. Now, one thing that you have to do is, as you can see, the engine is swooped transmission side down. You have to do that because we tried to do it the other way in the last video and it just wouldn't work. Like, nothing would fit. You can't put it in flat. You can't put it in crank side first. You got to go with the transmission side first because, I mean, that's just the best way. That was the only way that we could even really, like, think about putting it in. But yeah, so this is us trying to mock it up, trying to get it in general. This was actually the hardest part. So everybody just know the hardest part is this part right here. It is so tight. Like, the engine fits barely into this car. I don't know how we got it in, but we definitely did. Yeah, just make sure everything is lined up properly. Make sure that you're not hitting things when going in. And yeah, just good luck to all you guys, and that's pretty much it. Make sure though that you do bang that thing in. I don't know if you can see it right there. We had to go in and do it like twice over. It was really obnoxious. But yeah.
Alright guys, this is pretty much the finished product. I'm doing diagnosing, that's why it's like that. My VTEC pressure switch is leaking, but of course it's a common issue, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so I have the radiator all in, hooked up, everything, fan, oh yeah, the engine harness too. Make sure you do every little sensor, like everything that's on the engine. It needs to be hooked up, distributor, everything, and it plugs into the original factory body harness, which is why I like Monotech. I recommend Monotech, as y'all can see. Yeah, it works great. And that's pretty much it. Also, do not forget to, sorry, car's a mess right now, wire in the ECU. Yeah, it should go through the firewall because you do have VTEC switches that aren't factory with the body harness. So, yep, that's pretty much it. And yeah, like I said, you're going to have to probably wire the battery to the trunk like I did. That's my hold down kit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll play the video of it first starting. And good luck, guys. P.S. Bleed this very well. Make sure you have a funnel up here and let it burp out properly. You probably need to rev the car to like 3,000 RPM to get all the air bubbles out. And do not forget to put in oil. But yeah, you guys should be good.
And this is the first start of my B18 CRX.
All right, y'all. I forgot to record an outro, I realized. So we're out here, you know, in the house. I appreciate y'all for watching for sure. If y'all have any questions, definitely like leave them in the comments. I'm gonna try my best to actually like respond to y'all and, you know, help you guys with your engine swap. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That wraps up this video. Stay tuned for more videos for sure. Definitely like, subscribe, all that stuff. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Oh, damn. Like Maddie. Get the little black mark on top of his mustache and his lips.